Hey there, I hope you're having a great day today. Today we're back with another tutorial on how to create a really simple cutscene for your game. Okay, so first things first, you're gonna have to think on what you want to show on this cutscene you want to make, okay? So in this case, I want to show the player dropping a bridge so he can cross to the other side, right? So as you can see, I have this like little scene already prepared, and the first thing we're gonna need to set up is the animation of our bridge. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna go ahead and create our end position for the bridge, which we're gonna need to animate the bridge. And once the animation is done, the bridge is gonna be on this position, and this is gonna be like our reference part. So this is just a reference, like I said, so we're gonna make it transparency equal 1, and we're gonna make sure it's can collide equal false. There we go. It's just gonna be our reference so we can animate our bridge. So to make everything easier, we're just gonna go ahead and group this, and we're gonna name it bridge model. That's good. And we're gonna name this part bridge, and we're gonna name this other part we can call it end position at end pose, just like that, end pose. Let's go ahead and create a new part, and we're gonna put it right here. We're gonna make this part transparency equal 1, and we're gonna make it anchored and can collide equal false. And this is gonna be our proximity prompt part. So we're gonna go ahead and insert a proximity prompt inside our part. We're gonna name it proximity part, just like that. And we can go ahead and change the action text to push. So what we're gonna be using this proximity prompt for is that when the player gets close to this part, the proximity prompt is gonna show up, showing a text that says push, and when the player clicks on it, it's gonna trigger our animation and the bridge is gonna drop, okay? So that's what we want to show in our animation, in our cutscene, okay? So now that we have our trigger, we can go ahead and create the script. So we're gonna need a local script for this. We're gonna go to Start Player and to Start Character Scripts, and we're gonna go ahead and insert a local script. There we go. We can go ahead and change the name to cutscene script. This is gonna be our main like cutscene script. So after this, first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna be using the twin service to make our animations smoother. So let's go ahead and do that first. It's always good to have the services at the top. Makes your code look way more clean. And then after that, we're gonna go ahead and get the player, which is game players local player. We're also gonna need the camera, which is in game workspace current camera. There we go. And we're also gonna need our bridge model. So we do bridge model, game workspace bridge model. There we go. Okay, so now we gotta access our proximity prompt, right? So we can trigger it. So we're gonna do game, the workspace, wait for child, just to make sure it's already in the workspace. Proximity part, sorry. And then proximity prompt. And then we're gonna check when it triggers, and we're gonna connect it to a function directly. There we go. So once the proximity prompt is triggered, we don't want it to trigger again. So we're gonna immediately make it disabled. So proximity prompt enabled equal false. There we go. Okay, so now when we trigger our proximity prompt, it should immediately change its enabled state to false, which is what we want. So the player is only gonna be able to trigger this proximity prompt once. So now let's go ahead and create the function for our bridge. So we're gonna create a function here, which is called animate bridge. This function, we're gonna be calling it from our event right here. So we're gonna put it here, animate bridge. It's just to make things a little bit cleaner. And this is where we're gonna be using the twin service. So just try to follow what I write, okay? We're gonna do goal equal like that, and then our goal is gonna be to change the coordinate frame, which means the position of the bridge. So our goal is gonna be our bridge model and position C frame. So the position of our reference part, which is this, that's gonna be our goal. So now we're gonna go ahead and do twin info equal twin info dot new, and this is how long it's gonna take the twin to run our animation. So when we want it to take around 5 seconds, which is okay, it's a good time, and you can change this time if you want your cutscene to be faster or to be slower. You can change this number as you wish. And then after this, we can actually go ahead and create our twin. So we're gonna do twin service create, and what we are gonna animate is the bridge. So we're gonna go ahead and look for the bridge model and bridge. So this means we're gonna animate this part right here, which is our bridge part, right? This is the one we're gonna animate, and this is the one that's gonna be our goal. I hope that makes sense. And okay, we have our part, and after this we're gonna add comma, and we're gonna add our twin info, and then our goal. But we want to make our animation more realistic, so we're gonna add one little detail, which is the bounce easing style, which is gonna make the animation instead of just be the bridge going down and looking like really stiff, it's gonna go down and it's gonna bounce a little bit, and that's gonna make it look a little bit cooler. So we're gonna add this. We're gonna add comma here inside the twin info, and we're gonna do anim easing style bounce. There's a lot of different easing styles. If you want to try other styles to get like different outcomes, you can go ahead and try it. So now we have our animated bridge, right? Actually, at this point, we can go ahead and test it. So let's just see if it works. Okay, yeah, I forgot to run the twin. So after this, we're gonna go ahead and do twin and play. We gotta do this little line so our twin actually plays. So let's go ahead and try it again. And now we can go ahead and push our bridge, and there we go. We have a bouncy bridge, and it looks pretty cool if you ask me. Okay, but we don't want the camera to be on the player. We want the camera to show like in the air, to make it like more cinematic, something like this. Maybe we want the camera to be looking at the bridge from far away like this. So let's go ahead and do that. And so let's go ahead and create our one part, and we're gonna change the size of it to 1, 1, 1, a little square. Let's make it anchored and maybe change the color too. And we're gonna name this cam 1. Then we're also gonna need another part, which is gonna be our target. There we go, target 1. And maybe let's just add another camera so we can actually like move the camera from one place to another while the bridge is falling. I think that will make it a little bit more cool and cinematic. So this second part, let's name it cam 2. So you should have 3 parts, one that is called cam 1, one that is called target 1, and another one that is called cam 2. So the target one, let's change the color just so we can, just so we know it's different. Our target, it's gonna be where our camera is gonna be looking during our animation. So we want it to be right in the middle of the bridge, right? That's where we want our camera to look. And the first camera, let's say we want our first shot to be somewhere from here. Imagine this is where the camera is gonna be placed. So maybe if we put our camera here, this is how it's gonna look when we actually play our cutscene, because we're on the position of our camera 1 and we're looking to the position of our target 1, which is what is gonna happen. But yeah, I don't really like that position. So let's say I put it a little bit more back so I can get a better view. Let's say like from here. I think that's pretty good. And then we also want the camera to move while the bridge is falling. So we're gonna make it move towards our camera 2. And camera 2 is gonna be looking to our target 1 too. So it's gonna be some kind of animation like this. It's gonna move like this, which is gonna look pretty good. Okay, so now that we have our parts set up, let's go ahead and create our camera animation, right? So we're gonna create another function, which is gonna be animate camera. And we're gonna put it here again, animate camera. And we're gonna be using the twin again to move our camera. So we can just go ahead and copy this. But also we're gonna need to add this before, which is change the camera type so we're able to manipulate it to camera type dot scriptable. This is gonna let us manipulate the camera. If you do not add this line, you're not gonna be able to manipulate the camera. So now that we have this, we want to first thing we want to do is we want to set the position of the camera to this, which is camera C frame. We're gonna create a new C frame. And we're gonna select the position of our camera 1. So this is where the camera is gonna be on place, and this is where the camera is gonna be looking. Remember this right here, inside the cframe.new gotta be the position and not the C-frame. You gotta be really careful. So after we have this, we can go ahead and twin our camera, which is gonna give the effect of moving the camera. And we're gonna do that by removing this, and inside our gold C-frame, we're gonna add a C-frame new again. And this time we want the position of the camera to be our camera 2 position. and we're still gonna be looking towards the target 1. So we're gonna keep that as target 1. So let me just explain again. We're setting the position of the camera first to camera 1, looking towards target 1. And inside our twin, our goal is gonna be to move the camera to the position of camera 2 and look towards target 1. Okay, so now that we have that, we're gonna have to add the twin info again. We're just gonna leave it to 5 seconds just like we did before. And we don't want the camera to bounce this time, so we're just gonna remove this part here. After that, we have our twin, and we're gonna be animating the camera, not the bridge, okay? So we're gonna change this to camera. We have our twin info and we have our goal, and that should be it actually. So the only thing we're missing is when our cutscene is done, we want the camera to go back to the player. So we're gonna wait 5 seconds. Task wait. The only thing this does is wait 5 seconds. And we're gonna change the camera type to camera type custom. This is gonna put the camera back on the player. So this means our cutscene is done. So okay, let's go ahead and test it. Let's see if it works. We walk towards our bridge and there we go. Nice. But as you can tell, we can still move our character during the cutscene. And there's a lot of people that don't like that, including me. I don't like people to be able to move when there is a cutscene playing. So if you want to limit the player from moving, all you gotta do is at the beginning here, we're gonna do player.character.humanoid.walkspeed equals 0. So the player is not gonna be able to walk. And then after the cutscene is done, we can go ahead and change it to 16 again, which is the default walk speed of the player. So now let's test it again, and we should be able to push our bridge. And as you can tell, I cannot move anymore. I can jump, but I cannot move. And when the cutscene is done, you can actually move. So I think this is a really good cutscene. It's really simple. I think a lot of you guys can implement this into your games without much difficulty. And well, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I'm gonna try to make more simple tutorials for you guys so you can do a lot of cool things in your games. So let me know in the comments if you have any cool idea of something simple you would like to learn. And I'll do my best to read all the comments and do more videos for you guys so you can create a lot of more cool stuff. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed. Don't forget to comment something if you have any great idea, like I said. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video, okay? Bye-bye.